This is the Jocko Underground Podcast, number 156 with Echo Charles and me, Jocko Willink. Got some questions from the troops. Mm-hmm. First one, I'll be interested to see your assessment of the first one.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Goes hard. Okay. First question. I work in a role where I often make final decisions on business financing transactions. I've worked in this role for 3 years, playing a major part in turning the company around to the positive. We have an internal sales team who work on commission of these transactions, and I have the final say if they're approved or not, and these decisions are factually 100% up to discretion. There's one team member in particular who it seems cannot handle adverse decisions and goes out of the way to be over the top disrespectful and insulting whenever there's a chance to speak to me without the C-level execs around. Very small company. Over 3 years, what started as simply crass has escalated to outright offensive. Sexual jokes about my wife and 2-year-old son, outright just calling me a faggot and telling me, fuck you, first thing in the morning. Not leaving my office when asked and standing over my shoulder trying to make sure I'm skipping to his files. I'm confident in my ability to physically defend myself. Small guy with 5 years of jiu-jitsu training, not too scary. However, as a guy doing a job in finance, trying to support a soon-to-be family of 4, physical violence is not worth the risk, especially in the workplace over somebody who is clearly acting horribly and in the wrong. It took too long for me to formally complain about this behavior due to exhausting any other methods to de-escalate. But when I finally did, with a witness of our CFO, said they could potentially discipline this person, but basically implied I was being a big fat pussy over this whole thing by saying, have you just told him not to do that? Dang. So I went to to somebody for assistance. And he said, have you just told him not to do that? Simply. Dang. This has been going on for 3 years. I'm the awkward, laughable, and physically harmless enemy standing between them and their money. I believe that I'm trying to handle this correctly. I believe that the complete lack of support in the situation is reason to give up on this place. The answer I got out of that conversation proves they do not care about me and have no future there. Either that or they're just stupid. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, you're not stupid. You're doing a good job. You're trying to remain detached. You're staying calm. Sounds like this guy's a jerk, honestly.
Yeah.
This guy sounds like a jerk. He sounds like a bully. And if you train jiu-jitsu, I would not be. I would push back against this dude. I would probably move his files right to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Is he going to attack you? Is he going to assault you? Is that what he's going to do? If he does, he's going to get choked out. Like, that's what's happening. You've backed down enough. You've de-escalated enough. It's been 3 years. And look, I'm not saying get into a fight with him, but I'm saying do not get pushed around anymore. At a certain point with someone that's making sexual jokes about your wife and your 2-year-old son, and this is a person that you work with, this is a person you interact with. Like, this isn't some like dirtbag on the street that says something about your wife. Whatever, dude. It's not. This is a human being that you work with and interact with. That's disrespectful and not acceptable. Not acceptable. You make sexual jokes about my 2-year-old son, and it's not acceptable. You are not going to get. That's not going to happen. So, yeah, I would probably just push back against this guy a lot. I would say, I'll get to your file when I'm ready. Is he going to get in your face? Going to yell and scream? Yep, I'm not doing it. I just went one down, even one more down. By the way, like, I'm not giving you this commission on this one. What are you talking about? Cool, bring it up the chain of command. Look, I don't want to. You don't want to do anything that's not. You want to maintain the high ground. So what I just said is not. I'm saying if the guy doesn't deserve the commission, don't give it to him. And listen, in the meantime, as you start that process, I would get your resume ready, because this place sounds freaking crazy for a guy to be acting like this, and for no one, for it to be allowed to happen. You allowed it to happen? That's bad. It's not bad when you allow it a little bit. When you're like, okay, the dude's frustrated. I'm not going to fly off the handle. But 3 years, a guy making sexual comments about your wife? No, can't do that, bro. Can't do that. And you know me, dude. I'm as unemotional as it gets. But you work with this individual. What's he doing to other people? This guy's a bully. So that's what I would do. I'd start preparing a resume. You obviously are a hard worker. You got a bunch of experience. You've been there for 3 years. You know, you play a major part, and you've played a major part in turning around the company. This guy's a jerk. This guy's a bully, and I would definitely not accept this type of behavior from him. And you know, your boss that said, have you just told him not to do that? Yep, you should. Be like, hey, don't talk to me like that. What are you going to do about it? Well, I'm not going to process into your files. You can't do that. Well, yes, I can. I got all these other 4 people. I'm going to do theirs first. Maybe I'll get to yours today. What's he going to do? Yell and scream? If he goes and yells and scream, cool. This guy treats me bad, and I'm not doing his stuff. You can give him to someone else. This is just unacceptable behavior, man. Honestly, it's just unacceptable behavior. So, you know, again, the whole idea of like, I got disrespected. You've heard me talk about this before. Like 99% of the time, it doesn't matter because the person that's disrespecting you doesn't even respect themselves. They're trying to cause problem. They're looking for reaction, all that stuff. This guy's a bully. He's saying things about your wife and your son. Like, unacceptable. It's just unacceptable behavior. And yeah, I would look, I don't want to go over the top and say like you should antagonize him and make him get physical with you because that would be wrong. But you have nothing to fear here. Like, this guy's a jerk, and he's being a jerk to a lot of human beings. So I would hold the line. I would not accept any of this behavior from him. I would probably have like a recorder, my phone ready to record his dumbass when he does this dumb stuff and when he like attacks you, when he gets in your face. And when he gets in your face, laugh at him. Be like, dude, you're an idiot. I'll do the file when I feel like it. I'll do the file in the order that got turned in. You're not getting moved to the front of the list. Oh, what'd you just call me? What'd you just call me? You just said something about my wife? I'll tell you what. If you want to talk that way to me, I am going to talk to our leadership about your behavior. What are you going to do? Yeah, well, I'm going to run it up the chain of command. And I'm not going to do your file. And you can take it elsewhere. And just stay calm. And he's going to try and push you or take a swing at you and then put him to sleep. I hate to say it, bro.
Whatever, but we all think that kind of stuff.
Am I wrong?
No, I don't feel like you're wrong
okay.
At all. You just said record him.
Yeah.
So
is that illegal?
I don't know. I think there's certain guidelines.
Well, I would say not clandestinely record him, but just be like, oh, hit the phone. Be like, I just hit record. What do you got to say?
For quality purpose.
Yeah, for just to make sure I can, for the complaint department. Yeah, for what's that? Yeah, that's a perfect line. Hey, for quality assurance, I'm going to hit record on this phone right now. When you talk to me?
100%, bro.
What are you doing? And he's going to swear at you and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, so even the clandestine, the spy, the record, look, I'm pretty much against that kind of stuff. Like, like invading people's privacy like that. It's like, how... It's almost like what's the freaking law? The illegal search and seizure, right? That thing where it's like, hey, you don't have a warrant because you're going to start looking for this very specific thing. You're going to find some other stuff about people's privacy. I get it, bro. So I wouldn't normally say that. But if it's to this degree.
Yeah, dude. Like, this guy's out of control, man.
This is like out of line deliberately. It's not like he got mad.
Yeah.
He's like what? Like an Andrew Paul talks about this dynamic, right? Like the underwriter has to kind of approve these things. So that guy... And I would imagine he'd kind of understand, like, hey, some people are going to get mad if I don't approve this stuff. I get it.
This guy's been doing this for 3 years. Yep.
Yeah. So it's not like the guy's just sort of getting angry and then the guy's just all sensitive, taking it personal. Bro, this guy's getting straight up personal on purpose. By the way, saying stuff about his wife, his son, all this like weird stuff. And like, so he obviously knows the difference, between taking it personal and straight up, it is personal, right? So when it gets to this degree... Bro, I'm kind of for it, to be honest with you, because he's doing it for a very specific purpose, where he's like, hey, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to record this for, I don't know, a month, I don't know, however long. And then I'm going to bring it up. And I'm going to bring it up in kind of a big way. Be like, hey, this is like, there's some laws. I don't know, some HR laws.
A month's worth of recordings?
Yeah. Hell yeah. So then, when you bring it up in a big official way, if it got to that point, I got evidence. I mean, hey, whether it's admissible or not, that's a whole nother issue. Yeah. But we got the evidence, you know what I'm saying? But anyway,
put a little quality assurance, put a label on it. Put it up on the wall, quality assurance.
Being recorded.
Yep. You're being recorded at this time. You know, I talked about this before. Sometimes you got to bark.
Yeah.
You know, like
I understand.
Sometimes you got to bark because this like when someone comes to my house and they hear my dog bark, used to be Odin, now it's Vidar, they're not coming in.
Yeah.
Like they recognize there's a limitation to what they're going to be able to get away with. And it ain't going to be getting into my house. It's not even going to be able to get in my deck, my back patio. We got the dog door. Like he's coming out to get you.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. But when you hear, so when somebody says, fuck you, and look, when they say it because they're walking down the street and they say, fuck you, man, and you go, yeah, whatever, dude. Like you don't even respond. You don't even say whatever, dude.
Yeah,
just completely ignore them. Someone cuts you off and rolls down their window in traffic. Just fuck you, motherfucker. Don't even look at them. Just carry on with your day. Like that's what we're doing. When you work with someone and this is how they behave, you gotta put a stop to that shit. Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck who?
You're freaking so right.
You see what I'm saying? Like
100%.
This dude's totally out of line. Totally out of line.
Yeah.
I'm so glad this dude trains jiu-jitsu. It's so awesome.
Yeah. That's a good little what do you call boundary, right?
Yeah.
Like good little I'm gonna say this again. You're more right than you know, because there's that, right, where it's like, there's so many elements to the value of barking, as it were, where it kind of indicates hey, I'm just not going to be pushed around and stuff like that, because especially when it's out of line like this. But here's actually one that's more important, even on lower levels, because let's say, which is actually pretty likely when you think about it, because there's people like this where they have a dark, dirty sense of humor,
Yeah.
And sure, that sense of humor can, when they get angry, it can kind of overflow into being mean and stuff like that. But generally speaking, just at they idle at that weird, kind of crass kind of state, right? Where they swear a little bit too much, they talk a little bit dirty, and especially if there's all guys or whatever, it's it can be part of the culture sometimes, So if this guy's saying going too far, and he's just whatever, I'll just suck it up, and whatever. The guy is kind of sure, I know I'm being mean, but I don't realize how mean I'm really being because I'm not getting any feedback in that way.
No pushback.
But
no bark. Keep walking into that house. There's no warning signs.
Exactly right. So, frick, I was literally talking to my brother about this today, where it's after a while, especially if that's part of your personality a little bit or a lot, and you just normally act like that and you get no bark, you are going to continue to do that stuff. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're doing it to be mean, to be more and more mean. Sometimes it's just how. Yeah. And no one's really putting those speed bumps in the, that you kind of need to curb your behavior like that,
Yeah. I kind of have to just complete this thought. Because I kind of, when I said, when the guy says, fuck you, go, fuck who? Fuck you. Right. Don't talk to me like that. And when the guy now says to you, that is a little excerpt of what we are doing on the Jocko Underground podcast. So if you want to continue to listen, go to jockounderground.com and subscribe. And we're doing this to mitigate our reliance on external platforms so we are not subject to their control. And we're doing it so we can give you more control, more interaction, more direct connections, better communications with us, strengthen this legion of troopers that are in the game with us. So thank you. It's jockounderground.com. It costs $8.18 a month. And if you can't afford to support us, we can still support you. Just email assistance@jockounderground.com and we'll get you taken care of. Until then, we will see you mobilized underground.